Good evening, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you're doing well wherever you're watching me around the world. Here it's 5 p.m. Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. Hope your day has been okay. So today I want to talk about the flooded city. Here in Africa, especially here in Kenya, we have had floods. It has been hell, it has been chaos, flooded roads, flooded houses, washed away bridges, people losing properties, people losing their livelihoods. We have casualties. People have had many casualties because of the rain. So it has been chaos. People have died. You have read in the news. That's why I'm talking about the flooded city. So in Kenya, in Africa especially, let's talk about Kenya, our country. We don't have a drainage system. People just build roads and put, I call them just small tunnels in the form of drainage. Those tunnels are like, I don't know, they're like small holes for the hair. I call them the hare's home. Rabbit, they're like homes for the rabbit. Very small things. So in trains, it floods the roads. The rain enters people's houses. It does a lot of damage. So there's no drainage to speak of. When you go to developed countries, people have traveled, or if you watch television, the drainage system is like this door, like this room of mine, underground. So there's drainage system that gets clear of the water. The water is collected, even stored for future use. That's why I'm saying the flooded city. Another thing is the way that trees. People have cut down trees. Don't plant trees. When I was young, there was something called forestation. People would plant trees all over. You cut one tree, you plant three. You cut one tree, you plant three. These days people just want, okay, people want to survive. So they just cut tree for timber, charcoal, you name it. They're always cutting trees. But they don't replant, they don't do what we call afforestation. They don't really bother with it. So no drainage, cutting down of trees. Another thing is people living near rivers and lakes. People, I don't know what came over people. You find a very nice estate next to a river. Or they even build, it's called riparian land. So this talk about demolishing estates near rivers, people went to court and all that, but you have seen, rivers have reclaimed their territory. And so I'm thinking about the flooded city. Another point is that our infrastructure, how we build our roads, we don't build a bridge very low on a river. The bridge should be above the river if this is a crossing bridge. But our bridges are so low so that when it floods, the water just sweeps away the so-called bridge, which is just like a man-made structures, wood, you name it. So there are so many things that are talking about the flooded city. So to do that, Africans, especially our government, needs to start thinking outside the box. It's high time maybe we thought of relocating the city of Nairobi to somewhere interior, whereby the rainfall is not so hard on it. Like other countries, was it Nigeria? They used to be Lagos. It used to be Lagos, then Abuja, then our neighbor here, Tanzania, it used to be Dar es Salaam, went to Dodoma. So these are just administration centers. It doesn't change much. Everyone knows Nairobi is the commercial center of Kenya. But when it comes to administration, you move it even to Isiolo, somewhere interior, whereby you can handle floods, you can handle Mother Nature. So that's another point. Relocating the city. Because now the city, the way it is, people cannot live. Our transport sector is also another thing, because we rely so much on the road. When it floods, people can't move. Imagine if you have things like railways, trains, which are above a bit, at least maybe above the land level. In most areas, they are above buildings. That will help. So the transport also needs to change. It cannot be 100% road. We need also things like subways. We need things like trains, they have said, trams. We need all kinds of transport, even long distance. We need also trains, SGR, electric trains. So that's why I'm saying the flooded city. The flooded is because people don't know how to, we have destroyed the former plan of Nairobi, just building houses all over. Now it's raining, demolishing houses. So you wonder who are the planners. That's why our city need to be planned well. We need to have proper drainage. We need to have proper building that follow the building code. We need to teach the young generation the importance of planting trees. When you plant trees, you reduce these things of soil erosion, reduce things of flooding, because the trees hold the soil together. People should not build next to rivers or obstruct rivers. All these things, you'll be surprised. Nairobi, most buildings are on the paths of rivers. So when the river floods, it floods into people's residence. And you wonder what's happening. So we really need to look at the flooded city of Nairobi, look at the planning, what was the master plan. If you cannot live within the environment, then we need to locate it somewhere suitable, where people can build good houses, can have good drainage, people can have decent livelihood. They can be trained, connecting all the towns in Nairobi and the neighboring counties. That's how our city grows. But now, as we speak, Nairobi is a flooded city. Flooding that has not happened for a long while. Reminds me when I was in university back in the day, in the 90s. Had a serious rains, flooding, it's called El Nino. You could not pass, it was chaos, people lost their property, lives, you name it. And it's repeating itself. And this one can be avoided for future. The way you have said, planting trees. I'm happy this Friday is a public holiday. People will be encouraged to plant trees. Look at the drainage. Ensure that people just don't throw things into garbage. Even garbage collection is also another point. We don't know how to dispose of garbage well, collection. So everything is about drainage. When you don't have a good drainage, it gets clogged and people cannot even operate. That's why if water is flooding all over, moving is a problem. Planning. A city is planning. When a city is not well planned, that's when you have these things of disaster, drainage, building collapsing because they are not built well. They are built on rivers which come and sweep everything. Now I'm saying the flooded city. Nairobi now is a flooded city with poor drainage. Poor planning, they are saying poor drainage, poor planning, congestion, many people are living in one place. So they need to find a way of relocating, improve the transport network so that people can live outskirts. They can work in Nairobi and live even far away from Nairobi, the outskirts counties. We have 47 counties. Nairobi is one of them. That's how now what we talk about the flooded city. Nairobi should be the city in the sun, not a flooded city. What did I say? Nairobi should be a city in the sun, not a flooded city. That's why I hope whoever is concerned, they can do the right thing if they are listening. They should ensure Nairobi should reclaim its former glory. Well-organized city, good drainage, good livelihood, good living, trees, and people just enjoy the scenery. This is the Professor Maima show. If you like to what I've said, Send something on that mobile M-Pesa down there. +254 769 729 327. I repeat again. +254 769 729 327. And as I always say, Gwaheri kuonana, gwaheri.